There was recently a discussion on RC groups in a top model thread where they were asking, do the wings warp? And my response was, I've noticed that the surfaces like the ailerons and flaps do warp, and eventually it pulls the tape up and you can see the aileron or flap surface actually curling. So I just want to show in detail what I see on some of my kits, and I have a wing panel here of something that does not warp because of the way it's designed. So the first wing here is from a top model Albatross 3 meter, and you can see here how the surface is curling up a little bit and the flap is, you know, pushing the tape up because it is warping. And if you go down the line here, you can see there's no real warp, but it is actually going the other direction. It's going down, so it's warping the other way. And if we look further on this particular flap, it's pretty flush there. And on this side, it's pretty flush. And this flap is done pretty well. Then I have a top model Graphis Maxi, which is a 3.5 meter sailplane. And this one also, you can see it's curling up on this one. There's a good lip there above the surface of the aileron. I mean above the flap. And then if you go towards the center, it starts getting flush. It's pretty good. Then over here it rises a little bit, and then it rises again at the end. And over the years, what I've done is occasionally, not on this particular Graphis Max, this is a fairly new kit, I will remove the tape, heat the surface up, and then put weights on it and flatten the flap out and get it all flat. And that'll last for a little while, but eventually it's going to curl again. Now here I have a center wing panel from a Pulsar kit. This is a lot higher end kit than some of the top model kits. And here you don't have any warping for a couple good reasons. They don't use any tape to make the surface move around. It's a, I guess what you call an active hinge. That looks like it's a piece of Kevlar in there, and it's the whole length of the surface, so it goes the whole way down. And that right there is going to help prevent the wood from warping. And also there's some sort of a rod in there. You can see it through in the camera. I know the light is causing some glare. And that rod is wrapped with some sort of a string, fishing line. I don't know what it is. It's very fine. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. But that obviously is going to help keep that surface from warping. And in any case, I have two Pulsars. They're both the 3.6 meter kits, and the ailerons and flaps don't show any sign of any warping. But all my top model kits, I own two Graphis Maxis. I have an Albatross. I did have a Prelude, but I sold that. I also had an Element, and I have a Samsara, and the Element is gone. I crashed that one. They all showed signs of warping on the flaps and the ailerons. So I just wanted to show, what it looks like. It does not, in my opinion, I don't feel a flying difference because of this. I'm sure there's some difference mathematically where it impacts the flying somehow, but from my skill set, I'm not a professional flyer. I don't fly in competitions. I don't feel this. It doesn't in any way impact my flying. But what will happen is eventually this is going to get worse, and then I just visually don't like it. So I will cut the hinge tape, and I'm not going to recover the surface. I don't feel like recovering it. I'll just heat it up and put some weights on it, and I'll get it flat. And it usually is quite flat when I'm done, but over time it's going to curl up again.